so happy to be here today. Thank you so much, Drew, for this opportunity to come and share a little bit of, I have 10 minutes, so I'm going to try to get to the demo as fast as possible. My name is Amanda Kahlow, like J-Lo, not Kahlow, but that's okay, I get it all the time. I was the founder and former CEO of Sixth Sense. I took 4 years off, had some beautiful babies, and I like to say if you have babies, they send you back to work. Being a mom was the single hardest job of my life. So those of you women who are doing both, I don't know how you do it. It is so hard, I had to outsource that job. So I'm back at work. I started a new company. I'll just kind of go back one step here. I said I was on the bench permanently. If you look at my LinkedIn, it said I was done. I was retired, for some years ago. And I played a lot of golf. And then I got that crazy feeling in my belly when this idea came to me with the wave of AI, and I just said I had to be a part of it. Lightning struck for a second time, and interestingly enough, it is struck in a way that I have never experienced. In the early days of Sixth Sense, I like to say it was a boulder up a mountain. We did not find product market fit very fast. I made a lot of mistakes, and I like to hope that I'm not making those same ones again. But before I get into what we're doing at OneMind, I like to talk about a gentleman by the name of Mike Maples. He is a VC that I admire more than anyone else, and he talks about this concept of backcasting. And so backcasting is the concept of you look to the future and doing things that the vast majority of folks are going to reject. So every time each of you CMOs tell me no and you don't want to buy my software, I get really excited because it means I think I'm really onto something. So you think about the days of Uber. When Uber first started, are we going to get in a stranger's car? It was a fuck no. Are we going to get in share your bed with a stranger in Airbnb? No, but those are category creating companies. All the companies that are doing incremental change and efficiency plays with AI, that's not category creating. Yes, it's making your lives easier, but that's not something massive. So I wanted to get behind something that I actually thought I'm going to get a ton of no's, and then I'm going to get a few yeses, and we're getting a lot of yeses right now, which is super exciting. We've been at it for about 9 months and just came to market. And so before I jump in and show you, because I have very little time, I want to just talk to the pain that we're solving. When I left Sixth Sense, we were in a time at growth at all costs. Like you could throw money on the problem and it was a human. You could throw humans at it and you can continue to grow. We can't do that anymore. Everybody needs to cut costs and you still have those same growth metrics. But at the end of the day, I am not solving for your problems. I am solving for your buyers. Your buyers are fatigued. And I know we say this all the time and when we're talking about software, but you think about what we do to a buyer. You're going to buy CRM. What do? You do a Google search, and you end up on Salesforce or wherever you end up on that website. You dig around to try to find the content that matches your needs. And by the time you give up, and then you fill out a form, and then you get a 20-something-year-old to answer your questions, and they're just there to qualify you. They don't know anything about the products they're selling. And then they pass you to an AE. Oh, and then you have a technical question. So I got to get a sales engineer on the line. Holy shit. Like, what is that process that we put our buyers through? And at the end of the day, that process is so expensive. 50 to 80% of your resources are going towards humans. Humans are a linear growth model. We're moving to a world that I like to call AILG, AI-led growth. So it's no longer about PLG, it's AILG. And enter OneMind, which I'm going to bring Mindy onto stage with me here. I don't have the best Wi-Fi, so I went down a version in her face just to make sure she could perform. But we are building superhumans that have eyes, ears, face, brain, memory, can remember the past conversation, join you on the website, then spin up a Zoom and meet you there with your buyers to answer their questions, qualify, give the demo, do the thing. So they're in the moment, in the experience, doing the thing. It's a super exciting problem to be solving. So without me saying any more, I am actually just going to jump in and show you because I think you want to see it. All right, here's Mindy.
Hey there, I'm Mindy. Thanks for chatting with me. Should we start with some quick intros? Then we can take the conversation any way you like.
Hey, Mindy. My name is Pam, and I'm the CMO of Dunder Mifflin. And yeah, who are you? What do you do? Oh, Wi-Fi. Mindy. Oh, she got it. Okay. Wi-Fi.
Hey Pam, great to meet you. I'm Mindy, a superhuman AI from OneMind. I'm here to help companies like yours enhance their go-to-market strategies with AI that can qualify leads, pitch, and even train your sales staff. So, are you new to OneMind, or have you been exploring our platform already? I can give you a quick overview or dive into a specific topic if you'd like.
Hey, Mindy, I think you missed sharing a slide here, and I think it's a Wi-Fi problem. Yeah, give us a quick overview. Is this what my, let's see. All right, I'm gonna start over. Demo gods, now it's not even connecting. All right, I got a backup. I got a video. All right, this is, I knew that would happen. The way I was checking the speed, it was like 19, so I knew we were on the edge of not working here. So I'm gonna show you a backup of a video. So this is a photorealistic AI that we built for WeWork. So her job is to go sell WeWork when somebody comes to the website, and so she's the BDR and answering the questions. Here we go. What is happening? Ay, 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 right? Try to just reload it. Let's see. It's going now.
I think we need an office, but I'm not really sure where to begin. Do you have locations in New York City?
We have several locations in New York City. Here's a snapshot of our WeWork office locations in NYC. Would you like help narrowing down the options based on your team's needs?
Yeah, I think most of us are going to commute into Grand Central. Do you have locations there?
Absolutely. We have locations within a 5-minute walk of Grand Central. This map shows several options that could be perfect for your team. Would you like me to arrange a tour for you there?
Sure, tour sounds great.
Fantastic. It'll send you a link to pick a time and date that works for you. I'll also pass along your preferences so the team will be prepared when they meet you on site. Anything else I can assist you with?
Yeah, we might be hiring a few people in Korea. Do you have any locations there?
Yes. We have 16 locations in Seoul.
Yeah, a bunch of our salespeople are out of the office a lot. Can they use other WeWork locations, or do they restrict it?
Absolutely. As a WeWork member, your salespeople can access over 300 locations worldwide. Whether they're in Soho, San Francisco, or even Milan, they can book and use any WeWork space. It's one of the perks of being part of our global network.
Great. And Mindy, we might add a lot of people in New York. We might be 20, doubling the head count. Do we need to take a bigger office, or can we point the same 20 people to that office for 10?
You can definitely keep the same size office and have 20 employees access it on different days. We have a great booking platform called WeWork Workplace that lets you optimize who's in the office on which days, ensuring high utilization without overcrowding. Would you like to learn more about it?
Yes.
Here's a video about WeWork Workplace. It shows how you can manage office utilization efficiently. Let me know if you have any questions.
I think that's it for now. Look forward to my tour. Thank you.
All right, so let me bring it home for you. At the end of the day, Mindy's job, or whatever AI or superhuman that you want to deploy, can be anything from inbound qualification, answering the hard questions, giving the pitch, passing it along. She can be a ride-along sales engineer. So imagine she's on the call with your reps on the Zoom. So she now joins Zoom. She can be what we call passive mode, where she's just waiting to be called on. Just like you wake up Siri, you wake her up. Hey, Mindy, can you answer that last question? She jumps in and grabs that technical question. She can answer the questions about your technology, the security, the legal questions, the questions your reps would have to go away and get the answer for. So she's got the depth of knowledge. Our goal is ultimately to provide an ideal buying experience. We're moving the power. Right now, the power sits in the hands of the sellers. Sellers have all of the knowledge in their pockets. And if we can transition that to the buyer and give them control, people will ask, well, buyers want to talk to an AI. Well, you're making it a choice. They can have an instant answer right now that's accurate, or you can fill out a form and wait for somebody to call you and get the 21-year-old, et cetera, right? So you have a choice, and we're putting the choice back in the buyer's hands. And imagine that when you talk to her on the website, then you she sends you an email. Here's what we talked about, and here's a link to continue the conversation. So she remembers her past conversations. She links into Salesforce, knows everything that's going on in that opportunity, in that deal, brings that back around. She joins the Zoom call as a sales engineer on the call, and bridges the gap of that handoff. And then, oh, by the way, it's time to implement and onboard your customer. Guess who can do that too? Right? So she can do it across the entire life cycle. I know this scares people. Yes, we are absolutely replacing some jobs. I do believe the world is transitioning, but there's also a lot of new jobs that are coming with AI as well. So we can either lean in or lean out and do things with love or do things with fear. With that, I just have 1 minute left, so I'm actually going to leave it if anyone has a question for me. Yeah, go, Drew.
A couple things. First of all, I'm sorry that the actual
All
demo
good.
didn't work because I've seen it. I've seen her do it twice, obviously with much higher, and it's kind of mind-boggling to watch this thing interact, and she does, and I know you change it up and it responds. My question is just hallucinations.
Love it.
Yeah, how do we, does it, because, we've all,
Best question.
thank you.
My question back to you, does your rep hallucinate? And how often? Right? So we do a combination of generative and deterministic. We're not fully generative. So there is a lot of if-then, and it's an art and a science. It's a combination. It's really difficult to get right. It has taken us, we've been building the technology for 5 years in a very deterministic way and then apply generative on top of it, and that's why it works. So if you do it in a fully just generative way, you're gonna get a ton of hallucinations, but you can put her on guardrails. I have yet to see that happen. I'm gonna end with one story. We are in a deal cycle right now with one of the largest CRM companies out there. I'm not going to name who they are because they're on the finish line. And every meeting I get on, there's new VPs and new people that are like, oh, what are you doing? Okay, this is new. And in the morning, somebody went on. By the way, you can go to onemind.com and talk to Mindy yourself and experience it and know that you're not going to have Wi-Fi issues. So she's live. They went on the morning and they talked to Mindy. And I saw they were from this company, and they had this long conversation, and she said, can you send me the transcript? And Mindy said, sorry, I'm not trained to do that, but let me ping your account owner and see if she can send it to you. So I get the ping because I own the account. Obviously, startup, I own all the accounts. Really fun being a founder in the early days. Like the 0 to 1 is really, really fun. So I get the ping, and I send Pamela her transcript, and I said, here's your transcript, and I noticed we had a meeting later. She was on my call 2 hours later, so I jump on the call, and I have this recorded, and she's getting approvals for me to share this. She says on the call, Amanda, I was your biggest skeptic. I was like, fuck no, we're not doing this. We're not putting this on the website. But I went on, and I had a conversation with Mindy, and she had some really deep technical questions. She was asking how we integrate, how we match back to Salesforce, how we do our lead and opportunity records, how we track. She asked a lot of deep questions. And I said, do you have any other questions, Pamela? She's like, no other questions. And I'm your biggest fan. So she experienced it. And so for me, a small little company that I am, what that did for my sales flow, it shortened the deal cycle. I didn't have to sit on that call and answer her questions or her colleagues' questions because they already answered all the questions. And they talked to Mindy, and that's really the beauty. So you're putting the control back in the buyer's hands, and that's our ultimate goal.
I love it. Thank you so much, Amanda. And I'm also imagining that obviously the more first-party data you have in all of it, that the better she performs because you're dealing with your own data.
Yeah, she doesn't have capacity limitations.
Right.
Humans do.